Welcome back to the Morristown Market Report. I'm Amy Schrader with Remax Real Estate TIA.
And I'm Kim Swan with Union Home Mortgage.
And we are here today with Candice Davis from Advanced Aesthetics Studio here in Morristown. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
We're excited to have you here.
I'm glad to be here.
Alrighty, and of course, first of all, just start letting people know what you do. What is your business?
So I am a licensed esthetician in Tennessee. I do beauty services, mostly facials. I do brow and lash services. I do lash extensions, a lift and tint on your natural lashes, brow lamination, some waxing, and facials.
Awesome. And how long have you been in business?
Today is the 30-day countdown for my first year in business. So
oh, wow, congratulations.
September 1st, I'll be open a year.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Good deal.
Well, and I kind of like Googled you just so I know a little bit about you. So you're not from Tennessee, are you?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Tell us where you came from. So.
I am from Washington State originally. I lived there for 31 years before I moved here. My husband and our 3 boys and our cat and dog packed up, and 6-day trip across the country. Here we are, 2 years later.
I just
almost.
have this image of the Beverly Hillbillies
Oh,
with that
it
car
was.
packed up, you know.
It was quite the adventure. We lost the cat in one of the vehicles
Oh,
on the way.
no.
So it was crazy, but we're thankful to be here still. And yeah, we actually came out here for a real estate job. Actually, I got it picked up out of a company in Sevierville for a timeshare, which didn't work out, unfortunately, but it motivated me to go back to school. So I went to school for 6 months and got my aesthetics license. And then within 30 days of graduation, I got all my business licenses, passed both state boards, and opened my shop inside Lavender & Co., which is a hair salon in Morristown.
And where is that located? Where's your?
We are on North High Street, 424 North High Street. We're right across from the hospital, the Hamlin Hospital.
Okay.
And I think the building that we're in is, I've been told, the original hospital, the Morristown Hospital. Is a big brick building. It used to be a dentist office.
Yes.
We're in,
Okay,
so we're in the lower floor of that. And the gal that I rent my room from, she opened business, I think a year ago last May. And we've got 4 of us in there now. So there's
awesome.
2 cosmetologists and 2 estheticians.
Awesome. And as far as your hours, I would assume you work by appointment. Is that?
Yeah, I work by appointment. My schedule is open pretty much from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. during the week, and then 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Occasionally I do work Sundays for some of my clients that work a lot and don't have time during the week or weekend. So I have gone in on some Sundays, but that's not advertised, but I do offer it. So.
Right. Oh, that's good. When you work full time and work Monday through Friday, that kind of makes it hard. So that's an awesome option there for people. And then how would people reach you if they wanted to just, do you do free consultations? And okay.
Yep. So I do free consultations. We have a website. It's a Vigaro website. Facebook is where I'm most active at. I'm not all up to par with Instagram and all of that yet. But I have one. I just don't use it as much as I should probably.
And we can post the link to her Facebook page after the live is over.
Okay, so yeah, I have the website. That's where you would go to book. You can find me on Google, and then Facebook is.
And your Facebook page is what?
It's called Advanced Aesthetics Studio.
Awesome.
So yeah, Terry will post that in the comments after the video is over. So.
Okay. And anything you want to ask us about the?
Well, I mean, what got you interested in doing aesthetics?
Honestly, I've always been more of a girly girl, most of my life. Prior to moving to Tennessee, I focused my career in social work. So I was in the social work field. I was not a social worker, but in the drug and alcohol treatment field for about 15 years in Washington State, in various treatment agencies, the state of Washington. And I got a little burnout, honestly. And when COVID hit, I changed careers completely, and I started traffic flagging, which was crazy. I did that for a couple months, and then I started looking into school to open a business on my own. And back home, I was going to go to school for this, and then I got the opportunity to come to Sevierville and move out here. I found my house, found everything, and so I jumped it, and I just did it and took the opportunity. We really wanted to give our kids a different chance than I had grown up back home. And this was the place we wanted to go. So yeah, after that, since I didn't go to school in Washington, I came here, and I worked in Sevierville for a couple months, and then I went to school in Johnson City, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it. My husband was able to be in a position to take care of our family completely while I went to school for, half a year and support us completely. And then I just did it. So I was nervous to go out on business on my own right out of school. Really, it's a risk, but I was tired of letting other people dictate my success. So
good for you. So what do you think differentiates you from any other person out there doing esthetician services?
Really, I think the biggest thing that I have is I try really to connect with people and make them feel safe and comfortable and give them a welcoming space. And I let everybody know, like if they want a silent appointment, like they just really need to relax or they need to vent or whatever, like it stays in my room. And I just try and make everybody feel like family, like a friend more than just a client. Not any one of my clients are just clients to me. So I'm not saying that anybody else doesn't do that as well. There's a lot of other places that do similar services and more advanced services than I'm able to offer yet, but I'm hoping one day to be able to expand and offer people more services, really.
Okay.
Your story of moving from Washington State, us being in the real estate world, we hear that a lot, don't we, Amy?
Seems like there's a lot I've met so many folks from the West Coast since we've been here. We've been here almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in September.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes, we hear it quite frequently, so.
Yeah.
And I did see, like I said, I checked you out, so I know some things about you and things to ask, but do you still have the dog? The big dog?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yes, I have a big dog. I have a big dog named Titus. He is 3 years old. And he got himself a lady friend in June, her name is June. In April, we had rescued a Siberian Husky, a pure Siberian Husky.
Awesome.
So now I have 8 dogs.
Ooh.
Not just Titus.
Titus is how big?
He's about 140 pounds probably. He stands about as tall as my husband, over 6 foot. He's my big baby though, but, and then June is the mama dog. She's a little over a year and they just had 6 puppies and they are just about 5 weeks old now. So that's what I was doing before I came here. Was puppy poo. Yay.
Well, anything else you want to tell potential clients or anything else?
I would love to have, I'm always accepting new clients, so I would love to have anybody who's interested or has questions about services. Skincare can be tricky. A lot of people don't know where to start, and I feel like I've had a lot of feedback from clients that my menu is a little intimidating at first because there's so many options. So I've tried to simplify it quite a bit, but there is a free consultation option. I can do like a video chat or a call, or I will come to the shop and meet with you in person. It's really hard to recommend a skincare regimen without physically seeing and touching their skin. I do primarily, I feel like I do mostly anti-aging type services, which is my favorite. Microdermabrasion facial is one of my favorites. It helps with all kinds of good stuff. So yeah, don't be afraid. I mean, if you are not sure where to start or where to start for just home care, products to use at home, I recommend people real stuff. I don't carry retail, so I don't try and push any type of specific brand or product. I really try to look into what their concerns are and what their skin conditions are. And then I recommend stuff that's realistic, that's not going to break the bank, that they can find on Amazon or in the local shops, or I will go and pick up stuff from the professional store. I've done that lots of times for clients. I'll go pick it up and I just sell it. I just give it to them at the cost, not a markup, because I don't do retail. So, yeah, I mean, I'm
what
here.
You should do is set up an Amazon storefront for those things.
I've kind of looked into that a little bit.
Here I am giving.
I know, no, I have.
But I'm just saying that'd be another stream of revenue for you.
Yeah, you do get. There is a benefit to that. I just haven't quite figured out how to start that process yet, but I have looked into that. And I do have a lot of specific products that I use. I use professional line products. I have 3 different brands that I use primarily, but I really just kind of do what people want them to do. Like, I don't want to try and suggest something that's you're not really going to use, just going to sit on a shelf at home, because that's not going to help you at all. So, I just come see me. Message me on Facebook. I would love to talk. I would love to help, even with the simplest, one blackhead that's been there for 2 years. I could get it out, I promise.
That sounds intimidating.
I do an acne facial that is pretty popular, actually, and a lot of people have had some tremendous results with that. I do a high frequency, it's like electrotherapy type treatment on their face or their back or wherever the acne is. and it within 72 hours takes away redness and inflammation, and it kills the bacteria below the surface level.
Oh, wow.
So I've had a lot of good feedback from that service. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, and we always have just one question that we like to ask people, and if you could go back in time and tell your 21-year-old self one piece of advice, what would that be?
Stop doubting yourself. Don't hold yourself back. You're resilient and you can do it. You just got to put in the work.
That's right.
Awesome.
Very good.
Awesome. Well, great information. And as I get older, I realize I should have taken better care of my skin as when I was younger. So,
But nobody teaches us those things.
No.
I've learned so much about skincare in general. Like, no one told me to wash my hands before I wash my face. My whole life, no one told me that. Who would've
I
thought?
just started taking my makeup off before I went to bed like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That'll save your life.
My whole
Sunscreen.
life, I've just went to bed, didn't worry about it, didn't care.
Yeah.
And then a couple of years ago, I just started doing that.
Taking your makeup off at night and wearing sunscreen even when you don't think you need to
Yes,
will
yes.
save your skin.
I think
It
you're
will.
right. I think
It
you're
will.
right. So,
But I have used like olive oil since I was in college.
but your face
No,
looks
no,
good.
no.
Good. Yeah.
As good as it can. I don't know. All right, well, we're going to do our mortgage and market report update. So if you want to skedaddle and not hang around for the boring stuff, you're welcome to head out.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time.
Well,
ladies.
thank you.
Thank you
for
for
so
being
much.
on here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a
very
good
much.
day.
So you too.
Continued success to you.
I will try. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Kim, so last week we were talking about the Fed was meeting while we were in here. What happened during that meeting?
Well, they raised that rate again, so the prime rate, and mortgage rates have moved up just a little bit this week. So we're probably getting closer to 7% than we are 6% now for
Okay.
30-year fixed rate. Now the THDA is still 5.875, so that's still a great product and program. So, and one thing, I always like to say too that, even with the changes in the, in the mortgage business and the mortgage industry and rates, there's still options for no down payment or low down payment, So anybody that's thinking, hey, I've got to save, give us a call because we might be able to, help you now with the no down payment option versus trying to save the money and buy later on,
Right. So were they expecting the Fed to raise the rate last week, or was that a shock? Or?
I think they were expecting it, and there's still maybe talk that there could be one more, one more. Even
Yeah,
this
what I
year.
heard was that they were going to kind of lay low for 60 days.
Mhm.
Like, let's wait it out. And I think if they just leave it alone. I mean, I just think it's funny. I don't know why we're continuing to raise
I know.
the Fed rate when everything says we bypassed a recession. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so I had heard this morning that like the jobs report comes out, I think Friday. And so depending on what the job report says, that's going to factor into the Fed's next decision or whatever. But I just think they'd leave things alone and just let it
I
kind
think
of.
it'll all correct itself. And
Yeah. But I mean, as
Where's my
long as they
shirt?
continue doing these rate increases to the Fed rate, the mortgage rate's not going to come down.
No. But my shirt kind of says, if you all can see it, says marry the house, date the rate, divorce the rent. So, that's kind of our philosophy now. If you find the house you want, it's not this 3% interest rate, but go ahead and marry that house, and then you can just potentially refinance later on, and then that gets rid of the rent as well. So it kind of speaks and says a lot of good information. So
Very good, very good. All right. As far as the close numbers, of course, we just finished out the month of July, and the numbers were actually down for that month. Normally, July is like, your biggest month as far as summer sales go because everybody wants to get closed and moved before school starts back. And I think the first full day is tomorrow or Friday or something.
Tomorrow's first full day.
Crazy that they're going back to school in August. But the numbers that I pulled were we had 47 homes that sold for the month of July. The average sales price was $314,200. The median sales price was $295. Median time on the market was 10 days versus the average time on the market of 30 days. So that has been like an uptick in both the median price and the median days on the market. The homes that sold ranged in price from $77,500 to $660,500. So high dollar homes are still selling. We had 73 new listings for the month of July, and 31 of them had already went under contract by the end of the month. 32 price changes. We have 110 homes total active on the market in Hamlin County, 106 homes that are under contract. One of those is a $950,000 lake house on Cherokee. So, again, your luxury and expensive homes are still selling. They're probably going to be on the market a little more extended time period than your 300 and under homes. But until we can get some homes in affordable price ranges.
I know. That's. I think I have probably 30 some applications pre-qualified and just trying to find the home and, you know, and the price they're comfortable with is challenge. It's definitely a challenge.
Oh yeah. And then I really hate for these little buyers that call because they're so excited because they've talked to a lender and it's like, well, we're approved up to $150,000.
I know.
And we're going to need the seller to pay our closing costs. And I'm just like,
yeah.
You know, you feel like you're the dream buster or something because there's nothing out there to sell them at that price point. So,
yeah.
Anyway, but that's kind of what's happening in the mortgage and real estate market here in Morristown for July. Hopefully, we will start to see some rates come down between now and the end of the year, but time will only tell.
Yeah.
So, be sure you join us next Wednesday. We'll be back with another guest. If you have a local business that you would like to have promoted here on our show, be sure to send me a DM or leave a comment below. I am going to make the caveat that if you are a fellow real estate agent or if you are a mortgage loan officer, we're probably not going to invite you onto the show. Start your own would be my advice to that. So, thanks so much. We'll see you next week.